Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I'm Rayleen Kable, your host. And as always, I love catching up with you. It is so wonderful to have you here today. I have a very special guest, and I will introduce her now, our lovely Rhonda Kelly, and known as Rhonda Readings, if I'm correct. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Rayleen. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and thank you so much for coming on the show today. I've been so looking forward to introducing you and just welcome you on the show to connect with our beautiful audience. We have an amazing audience, an amazing producer that you would have met behind the scenes, and just a wonderful vibe in the show. So today we're hoping just to get to know a little bit about yourself, and and to connect with you, my darling. So would you like to take the floor?
Yeah, absolutely. So my business is Rhonda's Readings, so it's rhondasreadings.com. So I'm an international clairvoyant and psychic medium. I've known you, Rayleen, for about 15 years. I was attending mind, body, spirit festivals and the like in Australia. I've also toured around Asia and New Zealand, so I can call myself international. So I basically am a psychic and a medium. So it's tuning into your energy. Mediumship is connecting with the other side. The psychic work is I use all my clairs. I hear, see, smell, feel, taste, and I give you guidance about any particular person or question in your life. That's what I like to do. I like to help. I also host my own psychic fairs and cruises, and the brand for that is Ocean Wings. So you can find Ocean Wings on Facebook, or you can look on my website, oceanwings.com.au. And I actually have a psychic fair tomorrow for anyone in Sydney at the Tram Sheds in sort of Forest Lodge Glebe. From 10 to 7 above the Tram Sheds complex. I've got a psychic fair from 10 to 7. You'll meet about 30 different stall holders, really quite interesting people, have presentations going, door prizes. And one door prize is actually sponsored by Psychic TV Australia. So that's actually 30 minutes worth of credit, your choice of psychic. So that's valued up to 180 Australian dollars. So you can use that service Australia-wide or international. So Rayleen and I first met through Psychic TV, actually. So known each other for a long time.
Yeah, we have, and it's always been a pleasure, Rhonda. You've got such a beautiful energy, and I love your work. I love the way that you are with people, the way that you connect people, and I think that's what it's all about, isn't it, really, in the end? I love when I come up with the name Soul Talk, it was really important because it was all about really connecting on that soul level, and I know personally, I know you do that, and I'm so excited for your fair tomorrow. And, it's like, this is crazy. You can have all these wonderful things. I love the name of your business. So hopefully today we might be able to do a few reads if you're open to it. And I'm sure our audience would absolutely love that because you're such a sweetheart, and you've come a long way, and you've done that with a lot of hard work and heart work, and I think that's fantastic. I'm honoured to work with you, as you know. And we do a lot of work with the Psychic TV International, so it's great. And I take it. Oh, okay, I'm reading as we speak.
Multitasking, Rayleen.
And I'm not very good because my eyesight, so it's like, could I have a double take on that? But it's all good. So so today we'll hopefully connect with some beautiful. We've got Brandy in Salt Lake City, Utah. So would you like to do this reading? Take the floor, my darling.
Thanks, Brandy. Yes, I've been to Salt Lake City.
Yes, in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hi. So, how can I help you, Brandy?
Well, I'm just want to check on my kids. Both of my kids passed away, and got a couple events going on in my life right now, and to see what you see. See if they're there.
They're very much both still around you. It's try to look at it from the point of view of they're in a different address. Because they're very much around you, and you have a bit of clarifaction, Brandy. You can actually smell. So you have the clairsentience, the feeling, and you can actually smell. The older one in particular is giving you a lot of smells, but both very much around you. There's kind of an excitement about an event coming up in February, actually. I'm seeing a calendar for next year, and I'm saying February. So I don't know whether it was a birthday or a special family occasion. And I know that Christmas is December, but I feel like there was a Christmas-like celebration in February where Both of them are actually going to be around you. And I'm not getting a sense that your children have become your guides. I know that my daughter's become my guide, but they're very much around you. So, it's very tragic what you've been through, but just have some peace and comfort that they are around you, and you can smell and sense when they're around. Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Does the celebration look like it's coming towards my son's side or my daughter's side? Because I have events. So that would be the adoption then.
Okay. Was that in February? Was it, Brandy?
Well, we're shooting for December 23rd. I was hoping January 17th, but who knows what may prolong it. It's that's a good enough date for me in February.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying February, and I'm hearing February. So, and there's no time in spirit, Brandy. So if it takes a little bit longer, that's still okay. I'm just
Okay.
feeling like there'll be a lot of happiness and almost sort of a karmic reward for you in February.
Nice. Okay. That's good news. That's good news. We've been dealing a lot with my daughter's passing, which was in 2019, but tragic. She died tragically, and I happened to see a video, which was really hard. And I just want to know if she's okay. That I just want her to know that I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to help her. I wasn't able to be there.
I am being told, and I can relate as well to not the loss of a child in a tragic way, a sudden way, like your daughter. But I feel that even if you were there, it wouldn't have changed the outcome. That's what she wants you to know. So please don't beat yourself up about not being there or not being able to help, because there's no animosity or no feeling of ill will towards you for that. So it's actually the opposite. She feels bad that you are taking that on board. So she wants you to let that go. And I know that's not as simple as saying, I'm not going to think about it, but just be really kind to yourself. Your daughter loved really pretty things, really, really flowers. She's showing me a book of sort of like pressed flowers. I don't know whether that's something she did or she wanted to, or she saw it on television and said, Mum, I'd like to do that. But she's wanting you to, well, she's basically saying that she's going to be giving you a present like that. So it's sort of like a book of flowers or pressed flowers. So she's wanting you to be kind to yourself.
I just wanted to know that I am so, so sorry for what she went through. It was just heartbreaking to see, and I am so sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, and she understands where you're coming from, but she does say that she's not holding you responsible. She's saying it just happened. That was her lot in life. And like I said, sorry, Brandy.
Does she see the ones that are responsible? Anything happening to them?
She's saying not right now, but things will happen to them. And she's also not wanting you to be caught up on the details and she's basically saying that she's going to be sort of blocking that information from going to you. And I can relate. My brother was murdered, and I know that they got away with it. And although I'm a spiritual person, it's difficult to be a spiritually kind person when someone's done something awful and tragic. So your daughter's basically sort of blocking you from finding that out or from investigating that further. She's saying you just have to, let that go with prayer or, allow things to happen. But she is actually saying, I'm drawn to two people in particular, and she's saying that they will be held responsible in this lifetime. So she just wants you to have peace with that is happening.
Good. And I do feel her. I got chills when you said she's blocked, and right when you said that. And I know she was there comforting me the first initial time I watched the video, but, I watched it again and again, and every detail I am looking at. And that's how
And it's so tough for you, Brandy, because you're the mum, you're protective, you're wanting to know what happened and wanting to almost justify it in your mind, but there is no justification for it because it was just awful and it was
Preventable.
very tragic. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But your daughter is very protective of you. And certainly in past lives, she's been your mum. So there's that interesting sort of karmic balance.
Yes.
And I feel she was very wise in things she would say. And you kind of thought, are you just being a smartass or are you saying that? But she actually was saying that from a loving point of view of, I was your mum previously, whether she had some knowledge of that. But so you had an interesting dynamic, and that I'll just sort of leave it at that, Brandy.
I loved hearing that because we were really close connected, and she was overprotective of me in life, and that would make so much sense that in a past life she would have been my mom.
Yes. Sorry, Brandy.
No, go ahead.
You could certainly do past life regressions and things like that. I get past lives and things that come into my readings, but there are practitioners that do literally just do past life regressions. You could do something like that, and they're absolutely fascinating. You can actually recognize people in this life in a past life that you visualize, because you do have a bit of clairvoyance as well, Brandy.
I feel that, and but I don't know how to do anything about it.
That's okay. I would suggest you Google the clairs, clairvoyance and psychic games you can play with yourself. Steer clear of websites that are going to cost you money. Look at what you can do for free. And there's also books on psychic development as well. There's also, spiritualist type groups and churches where you can go to learn. But just sort of do it at your own pace. And when it feels right, Brandy. Thank you.
Wonderful. One last question. Do you see anything in the future for me? Or two last questions. Anything in the future for me?
Yes, I see you traveling. I don't feel next year. I feel at the start of the following year. I see you traveling to another country. I'm almost not feeling like you'll go over water though. I'm feeling like you might go to Central or South America. There'll be a bit of travel there. I'm not concerned about money or anything for you, Brandy. I feel like you're just going to concentrate on healing and making peace with what happened in your own way, and being kind to yourself. Really.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandy.
Okay, bringing up money. Do you see a settlement coming out of my daughter's case?
I'm not feeling for a while. I feel like it'll be at least a year. I'm not getting, aside from February next year, I'm not getting anything else next year. I feel like it'll be the year after. But yes, I feel like there will be something.
Thank you so much, Brett.
That's just wonderful.
Sorry,
Thank
darling.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Brandy.
Thank you, Brandy, for calling in, darling. We've got another caller on the line for you, honey. Catherine from Jersey. We haven't got much time. I didn't mean to cut Brandy off, and that was a fantastic reading, Rhonda. Thank you so very much, my darling. So I'll let you take it's Catherine from Jersey, my darling.
Catherine from Jersey. I haven't been there. I've been to New York, but not Jersey. Catherine, I'm feeling a bit of anxiety with you, actually, Catherine. And
anxiety?
I feel like you've just got, I'm being told you've just got so much going on and everyone's got a breaking point. So I feel just really sort of prioritize what you need to do at the moment. And I know that everyone sort of looks to you for strength. But I just feel sort of get a bit of a balance in your life. And as I'm saying that, I'm feeling that the anxiety's gone.
Anxiety, that's weird because I feel fine.
Okay. That's good to hear. And I'm happy if I'm wrong, that's okay. I just feel the overall message I'm getting for you is just prioritize what you need to and not take on board any more things from other people. Sort of prioritize what you need to. That seems to be, and I'm not even getting any dates or anything, but it's, normally I get sort of specifics in messages, but I'm sort of struggling tuning into you. I feel like that's the overall message. Just do what you need to do for yourself and not take any more things on for others.
So don't overload, in other words, is what you're saying, Rhonda. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Minimize all the extra activity. And Catherine, was it a specific question you would like to ask Catherine while you're here, hon?
Hi, yeah. I was wondering if maybe you could feel like my aunt around me.
Your aunt?
Yeah, her Aunt Barbara. She was my aunt.
Yes. She showed me little. I don't know what she used to craft or make, but I'm seeing her sort of like with almost like little flower brooches or something, and she could put that on a bit of clothing or on a hat. So I don't know what that means. She was selectively kind to people. So she was very stern to a lot of people, but to family she was incredibly loyal. And not everyone got to see her kindness, is what she's saying. So she was not everyone's cup of tea, but, she kind of was happy to be underestimated or sort of seen a certain way. She almost thought that was really funny. She's very, very intelligent as well, Barbara. She's very, I feel like she should have been born sort of decades later and she would have lived a different or sort of lived a different role. She was quite forward thinking and not a lot of people knew that about her. Did you have anything specific to ask her?
Well, I just wanted to know if she was with me because me and her we was very close.
Yes.
Like she lived with me upstairs, so she was really the only person that was very close to me, and I've been wanting to hear from her or give me a sign that she's here around me.
She is. Again, I'm seeing the little flowers, and I don't know what that means or what that symbolizes, but I'm drawn to her in her working life that she sort of used to put the finishing touches on things. So I'm not exactly sure what she's showing me, but she appreciated everything you did for her. And again, you saw the kindness and you saw the loyalty. A lot of people didn't. She's wanting you to do a bit of decluttering, actually, sort of, and that's not so much for people, but by things in your life. If you don't need it or you haven't used it for a couple of years, throw it out. So I don't know whether you're planning on doing a sort of like spring cleaning kind of thing, but it just feels like she's wanting you to do that. She's wanting you to have kind of more space to breathe or sort of be outside more. Like there's a feeling of just wanting, wanting to smell the roses and wanting to smell the fresh air.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, I hope that's helped you, Catherine. And what a wonderful reading for you, Rhonda. You're doing beautiful today, I must say.
Thank you.
And how lovely is it that we've got such beautiful callers that value you and appreciate your work, sweetheart. And and it's never an easy thing. And I do want to say thank you to you because you shared something today on the show that was quite personal in your life. And the way that you brought that in to relate with Brandy and her circumstances was really, really very heartfelt. So thank you very much for that.
Thank
you. We don't, as you know, being psychics, mediums, and all these amazing things we are, there's a fine line. We have to keep, I guess, some of our own lives separate, but it's so lovely when you can come from that heart space and help someone when you've had your own personal tragedy, and to be able to let them know that, unfortunately they're not alone in that circumstance. And you are a beautiful reader, I must say. And the call as well. Thank you so much, ladies. I mean, that's just been, beautiful. And I love that Catherine's aunt is so connected to her. And as we know in the spirit world, that the spirits are always with us. It's just us sometimes don't feel their presence because we've got so much going on. Wow. So what a great show we've had today. I hope everyone's enjoyed. And, I think when we moving forward, it's always about, as I say, soul talk, it's always about coming from the heart, and really staying connected. And when we do that, whether we're psychic or not psychic, we keep the world going. We keep the consciousness going. Do you agree there? What would your...
Absolutely. We all have signs from spirit, and look at what if you normally see things or notice things, you'll see, car number plates, or you'll see cloud formations, there's a bit of clairvoyance or something like that, or you might hear. And, if you have ringing in the ears, or you are just drawn to one sort of thing, or one song keeps playing on the radio, there's a reason for it. So, just take a moment and listen to that song lyrics, or, there's one thing recognizing signs from spirit, but it's another thing understanding. And a big part of it is trust, really. I mean, you made a comment, Rayleen, that I've come a long way. The biggest, I've been psychic my whole life, but the biggest thing is having confidence. And I come from two academic backgrounds. So I was a scientist, and then I was a lawyer, and then I became a psychic, and I was doing psychic fairs on the weekend. So it was really just having the confidence to leave, to get my head around, hey, okay, I've spent a lot of money at university. I'll leave those two fields and I'll start doing this full time as my business, rondasreadings.com.
So we can always say that you're not just a psychic, you're a very smart psychic.
Yeah,
I love that. And, it's a big challenge to come from the intellect so much, when you're using your intellect so much, to come into your intuition and your feeling side of things. It's not to say anyone that's intellectual is not psychic, because I think we're all psychic, to be honest. We all have ability and we all have intuition, but it's how you harness that. And like we all know, in some cases it's more about, we don't always gravitate to it in our younger years. I've had it all my life, and I'm very grateful that I have, but it hasn't always been easy, I have to be honest. But,
absolutely.
And like some people may come into their higher self or higher knowledge later in life. So there's no structured way it happens that you become psychic or develop your psychic skills. I guess the key is to always be willing to learn more and to grow on every level,
and
not
trust.
just in wise, and trust and have the right support around you. And I know in my younger years, I had a lot of, unfortunately, competition, if that's the word we use. And I'm so not competitive, it's unbelievable. I just me. So it's like, but others could see me as that. And it's like, well, unfortunately, if they knew me, they'd know better, So to know that I actually always come from my heart. So, but I love the fact that you've been on the show today, and I can never thank you enough for your lovely time and energy, sweetheart. And I'm so grateful that we got the chance to let everyone know where to find you and all about your expo. Can you remind us quickly before?
So look at oceanwings.com.au in Sydney at the Tram Sheds tomorrow, 10 to 7. So that's my brand, oceanwings.com.au, and otherwise I'm rondasreadings.com, where I do my psychic and mediumship. Ronda's Readings, yes.
Yeah, I've got on Facebook Rayleen's Readings, and I've got that pages, it's all over the place. But we are coming to a close, and I really would like to take a big heartfelt thank you to you, sweetheart. I'll talk to you off air shortly about a few things. It's all good. And I want to thank you. Ever. I'm not a person to get anyone in trouble. Much love and blessings to you, my sweetheart. Thank you so very much for coming in and sharing your wonderful energy with all our wonderful callers. I've got 30 seconds now. I'll see if I can stretch that out today. But I do want to thank our wonderful audience wherever you are all around the world. I so value, love, and appreciate your time and energy stepping into our Soul Talk show, connecting with our wonderful psychics and myself, and stepping in and sharing and being part of all this show. I love to say a big shout out to our wonderful producer Dave for, again, an amazing show. And for all of you out there, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, please stay in your heart, be happy and healthy. And as always, I would like to finish on that wonderful note of namaste until next show. Thank you, everybody.